That's right, Keegan and Megan. Governor Reeves says he's met with members of the private sector and some legislators on how to use the CARES Act funds. He plans to administer them, but now the entire legislature plans to gavel into work because they too want to have a say in how that money gets used.
Mississippi has received $1.25 billion from the legislation signed by the president last month in response to the coronavirus outbreak.
We, as the executive branch of government, have to have the ability to do what a chief executive does, which is execute the laws that have been passed by the legislature.
Governor Tate Reeves says they make the law and the executive executes the law. But this letter has been sent to the State Department of Finance from Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann and House Speaker Philip Gunn, instructing the State Department of Finance not to dispense any of those dollars until the legislature convenes.
The legislature has the ability to appropriate money unless and until they delegate that responsibility to the governor or some other entity. That's what has transpired in Mississippi. We have a state statute which addresses all federal money in an emergency situation.
One lawmaker tells us they'll meet Friday to pass a transfer measure that gives the authority to the House and Senate for appropriation.
I just kind of briefly scanned the letter this morning, so I understand if that's the position of the leaders of those two chambers, that they were, well within their right to put the governor and I would say the Department of Finance and Administration on notice.
Reeves argues the law gives him authority previous governors have had in the past, and he's getting support from one of them. In a column from the Clarion Ledger, former Governor Haley Barbour writes, the governor, not the legislature, should spend federal emergency coronavirus money. Governor Reeves got testy Thursday when asked about all of this.
I don't really give a damn who is in charge of this money. What I care about is the people who need it, and they need it now.
I asked Representative Angela Turner Ford, the chair of the Mississippi Legislative Black Caucus, if politics can be avoided in the recovery from this pandemic. Black lawmakers want some of those funds to go to COVID-19 testing and a quicker response to getting unemployment benefits to those who really need them.
I'm an optimist, but I think there are politicians and politics involved, and I would hope that could be set aside for the greater good, and that would be to protect Mississippians.
Now, the governor says that he doesn't want politics to cost Mississippi the money they so badly need in this crisis. He says he wants to see some of those funds spent on education technology for distance learning, along with helping both private sector businesses and government entities. Reporting from home tonight, Troy Johnson, 16 WAPT News at 10.